Alright, hello, and welcome back to another Tuesday evening Sound Goblin stream. Thank you all for joining us. As you can see, tonight we're going to be playing some SteamWorld Quest Hand of Gilgamesh. I am, as always, Bograt or Josh.
I am Vincent, and I will be dealing the cards.
I am Gilgamesh. I want my damn hand back.
Too bad.
And I am the coffee maker with DR3, an animal companion. Also known as the Krampus on my off time. We will probably want to turn down the sound from the game.
Yeah, our audio is probably echoing them.
Fuck them.
Alright, turn this back on.
So yeah, this is the latest in the SteamWorld, I wouldn't call it series. It's
Shared universe?
shared universe, kind of.
Shared
Thematic.
Unified
So,
artistic vision.
To make this even... yeah, let's go with that. To make this a little bit harder, as it is technically a shared universe, however, SteamWorld Quest is literally a storybook tale in this shared universe.
Yes.
Okay. Like the Vault Dwellers.
They don't try and shoehorn in where this fits in the timeline of SteamWorld.
No, it's a story.
Yes. It is a story told by, of all things, so I've already beaten the entire game on Legendary, so I'm going to put it on, which is the highest difficulty, so I'm going to, of course, put it on the lowest difficulty. And see how much of this content we can actually get through. But yes, as you see, the narrator is Seabrass, the first mate from SteamWorld Heist game.
Yep.
Who has a voice you wouldn't expect, actually.
Do you? No, not another pirate story. I want to hear about dragons and knights in shining armor.
Okay, that should come through fine.
Dragons, you say?
Good.
Well, then we have.
We're not dropping frames?
No, 5 minutes in, we haven't dropped a frame yet.
Wow.
We actually didn't drop any frames on Sunday.
Maybe the real treasure is the frames we didn't
We threatened to
drop
move to
along the
Mixer,
way.
and Twitch heard us.
Our world was still.
Be careful though, this is a Vince stream, so...
Yeah, Vince stream of a Switch game.
And forged a heart of evil, and placed it.
Recipe for drop frames and disaster.
Why?
A true
The gods were born shit, so they made a supreme evil. Have fun.
corrupted heart of the monster was
I mean, you're not wrong.
and buried where it could do no harm. Over the years, his heroic deeds fell into obscurity. Instead, heroes of fortune spread across the land like a shadow. But there was still light to be found. Our story begins with two such lights. Two friends strolling through the forest
There's two
in
frames.
search of a mushroom.
Want to get high. But they're robots, they can get high. Don't trust me, it's a really good mushroom.
They throw it in the boiler.
Chapter 1.
Breathe in the fumes.
The Knight and the Alchemist.
They don't breathe.
She's that good of an alchemist.
So yes, our first two characters are Millie and Copernica. Our Millie here dreams of being a knight, and she loves to narrate everything. Hence the quotation marks. Also the peppermint flavored.
Peppermint puffer.
Hey, if the King's Quest has taught me anything, is you can get high as shit off of mint.
Also, hazard is apparently a smell.
So it should be noted, the only straight voice acted lines are the narration by Seabrass. This is the usual, like, robotic gibberish that they do for characters. However, in battle, as we'll see, they actually do kind of have lines when they do actions. Mm-hmm. There's no subtitle or anything for it, and it's hard to understand exactly what they're saying, but they do actually have lines.
See, they eat, they can get high.
Yeah.
Well, they eat in the fantasy setting, so...
So if they beat themselves up, do they get 15 silver points? Deploy knowledge practically. That's what led to dynamite.
Exactly.
Also, it's medicinal. You can get a prescription for it.
Uh-huh. That's what they keep telling me.
Probably gonna make it stew.
Well, you know. Right. So as you can see, you can walk around. I believe it's yes. And you can attack things.
Tiny robot feet, huge wild pauldrons. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep. Tutorial, interacting. Yes. So, in spite of what this looks like, there's not actually much of a curve to it. Like, if I'm right here and I swing at an enemy, I'm not actually going to hit them. If they were at that rock, for example.
Goblins.
Yes. Right. So now the meat and potatoes of this. You have cards.
Punch card rounds.
Yep. So yeah, basically you choose 3 punch cards to play every turn. And these are literally your actions. The only other things you can do in combat, you can automatically view details, so you know all their hit points, their weaknesses, etc. as if you actually, without having to worry about using any type of magic. I don't have any items, but you could use items. Each, if I did, they basically take up one of your 3 cards for the turn.
Okay.
Obviously there's a run, but yeah.
They're not running, they call it scrawny.
Yep.
Murder them.
The other thing you can do is redraw. I actually like this hand, but I'm not doing it, but basically you can hold X. You can redraw up to 2 cards a turn.
Okay.
If you are looking for very specific cards, which you often are. Oh yes. So there's 3 types of cards. The attack cards, which have a sword on them. The that type of card, which the effect cards, which basically do things. And then there's skill cards, which can be attack type or effect types, kind of, but they're just skills. So these 2 types of cards, which have a distinction just because, give you cogs at the top. Skill cards can spend them. There are technically skill cards that cost 0, which means they neither generate nor spend cogs.
Okay.
So bravado here, which buffs her attack power. So instead of doing the 11 that they said, they're now doing 13. Give or take, the numbers are up or down by a few points, but are roughly accurate. Yeah, that's talking about the skill cards. Upgrade is what the wrench ones are called. The distinction really doesn't matter. But yeah, as you can see, the skill cards cost stuff. Like this one costs 3, it hits everything. That one costs 1.
Hits 3 times.
Yeah. That one costs 2. So let's go with that. Followed by mana barrier. This is a thing that's actually unique to Copernica. Mana barrier and something else that we'll get to later is an HP shield.
Okay.
Which is exceedingly useful, actually. Okay.
Yeah, he barely survived.
Yeah, that's just telling you the thing I already rolled.
I
Yes.
want a book!
Yes. Book bash, which isn't useful until it is. a bit zealous about killing everything.
Like a true knight should be.
Exactly. She's trying to join the Heroes Guild.
Remember, take everything that's not nailed down.
That's my loot, fair and square. They probably stole it from other people. Yes, and now they're dead. Do you want to find the other people? Yes. Too bad.
So yes, repair vials. Blah blah blah. Recovery items.
Yep. Potions.
So this is a Wii menu, or a Switch menu. Okay. So yeah, potions, which as I say can be used in combat. You can also use them out of combat. The base potion is 25% max health, which is good and bad. Really both. It basically makes it useful out of combat. In combat, however, it's just not so great, regardless of where you are in the game. Because 25% is 25%.
You'd think that would generally be useful unless they hit for more than 25%.
They like to throw it. So, because of how the card system works, especially bosses like to have 2 or more cards, which A, spreads the damage around quite a bit, in addition to any AoE attacks they may be making. They also like to throw more than just the boss at you,
Yeah.
and the boss himself can generally spawn enemies, depending on the combat. Also, occasionally there's hidden areas like this one. Power bank. Yes. So you can see I'm so used to this controller. So yeah, you have a weapon and accessories. You can have up to 2 accessories, which can be literally any accessories you found.
Yeah.
That one is pretty straightforward. So yeah, the other thing the tutorial was explaining is you can do a little bit of damage before the battle starts by hitting them with your weapon before that combat, like that. Again, you don't actually have much width. Let's talk about redrawing cards. Yeah, for example, I have no cogs whatsoever, so this isn't that great right now.
Yeah.
So I can redraw that.
That barriers for everyone.
Yep. And I'm gonna hit you with a buck because.
It's a cookbook.
Notably, buffs from the exact same card do not stack, so if I was to do 2 bravados here, I'm not going to get the attack. But the same buff from different cards will stack, so if I have another one that happens to increase my strength, it will stack with bravado.
Okay.
Right, so finish you off. Finish you off. And it didn't matter what my 3rd card was.
Is there a benefit from playing all cards from the same person, or?
Not currently, but yes. It is something I'm very used to, which is why I tend to play all cards of the same person. Let's see.
Statue.
Yes, go.
Gilgamesh.
Gee, I wonder why these statues are literally everywhere. Ah, the Heroes Coloring Handbook. Yes. Hero statue. They restore your health, but they respawn the enemies.
Yep.
And there was a path off the top here.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, that guy.
Ow. Man, he's just having a nice time in the woods. You come up and hit him in the stomach.
Hit him with a book.
You're the real monster.
Actually, I should just... okay, I'll save that garbage.
Brave Buster. Defeated the fearsome giant troll thing.
Yes. Leveling, you'll gain one of your 3 stats, which are literally health, strength, and magic. You'll gain some amount to every stat. This varies depending on character and level, and it might just be completely randomized. I'm not entirely sure. Still brace her to give her an extra 20% health, so she almost has as much health as our melee.
Yeah, she's not a tank.
No. No, she's the wizard of the party, basically. Because alchemy translates to wizard.
Sure.
If you're a bunch of steam-powered robots, I guess so.
Careful after her. Good eye.
Yes, to clean out that mold.
The compass. Oh, it's a relative.
My children!
Let this be a lesson, kids. Always plunder nature.
Perhaps it's robot mankind who is the true enemy.
Ah, yes, damage elements. So you've probably noticed the damage elements next to the numbers that do damage.
Yep.
Okay, yes. As we kind of already saw. So that thing is extremely weak to fire, hence the 3 chevrons down, and is immune to the berserk condition, which I can't cause in the first place, because you've seen the cards I have. Okay, so these are basically garbage. We'll keep that because it might not be complete garbage. Sure, we're going to go with strategy of being in the face.
Head in the face.
Health.
Yep.
What? Hey.
You have health. When you have no health, you die.
I think this tutorial would have been like, I don't know, the first fight.
You are playing on simple.
No, they knew you weren't going to die in those fights. They knew it was literally impossible for you to die in those fights.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Punch.
So it's nearly impossible for me to die in this fight. This is kind of what happens when you set it to easy, but that's an armor entirely. I still have that buff, so why not go like that too?
Poison.
Yes. Notably, yes, status conditions. Poison is notably a percentage of health, which makes it really good on bosses. And basically everything else, but it's really good on bosses. And poison does go away after a few turns as well. I shall continue to play cards in ways that I don't normally play. Because, you know, right first time.
Friends.
Had friends.
Time to shroom rings. Now we burn his children alive in front of him.
Correct.
The way nature intended.
Call my family. Help me defeat this evil. Oh, my family.
So as you can see, there's actually gears below him.
Yeah.
That summon card he does every time he actually reaches 3 gears, basically.
Okay, so the bosses have some sort of limiting mechanic to their shenaniganry.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't need to bother because that's still up, so... Fire Pillar, one I'll put Mana Barrier back on, and Shirt Breaker.
Buster.
Yes. Said these are garbage. Blue.
Once again, foolishly brought his family out.
Good thing we're prepared for a mushroom family.
Fine.
There we go. Or health.
Money.
Yes. Money, repair vials.
Scroll fragments. Fibers.
Yes. Crafting ingredients.
Ah, okay.
Well, you know. Hands-on experience nature of VO brawling.
Yep.
So yeah, the game is played in chapters, which all have their maps. Notably, they will actually tell you how many treasure chests, or how many treasure chests you found as a percentage.
Okay.
This does include
about 100%. I mean,
The village
Yes.
of goose buckets.
this does include treasure chests that are in areas that aren't actually on the map, like that one that
a little
was
hidden area.
yeah, in that hidden area.
Take that one in.
Yep. Never struck a duck against the wind.
Take that in.
A fluffy wagon duck.
was there the whole time, just off frame.
Yes.
Look out, Harmony!
I don't know what you're implying.
Can't trust gypsies.
The poison snake! This game is missing a healthy dose of Centric.
All games are missing a healthy dose of Centric.
I don't know if I would say missing.
By healthy dose, do you mean 0?
Yes.
No, they're not then. Yep, traveling shopkeeper. Mission from the ancient gods to pick up mushrooms.
Mysterious merchant.
Yes. Cards.
Shout! Shout!
Let it all out.
Let it all out.
And creeping cold. Which does stuff.
Oh.
Basically hits 2 things.
Yeah.
Now we can actually build our deck.
Excellent.
Once we're done with this cutscene.
Deck
Yep. So now in the pause menu we have deck building. So tutorial deck building, we'll go over it anyways. So you can now you can see in this menu that absolutely doesn't resemble anything you would be thinking of. But yes, cards over here, your deck over here. Your deck has to be exactly 8 cards for each character.
Okay.
That's literally the only limitation. But yeah, you can't be more or less than 8 cards. Let's see. They don't exactly start you with amazing stuff for these characters, so there's not terribly much I can do. Creeping Colt is not terribly worth putting in the deck right now. There. Although on the other hand... Okay. We have 3 book bashes, which is 3 too many. But on the other hand, I want to actually have abilities that actually generate cogs, otherwise these are unusable.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, might as well throw one of the shots in over one of the brave busters because they're on the expensive side.
Yeah, show that box who's boss.
It gave me 5 gold. Of course, I'm going to show it's who's boss.
Speed up.
This thing I've been doing the whole time. You hold ZR and you run. It also makes combat go faster.
Ah, yes, the traditional burning of the home village.
Yep.
Yep.
I didn't know this was a Stargate crossover.
Captain Canary.
Yes.
Pixie bunch, yeah.
Yep.
We don't ask questions in the void.
What did I just say? Let's see. That's still useless mostly. Special with this hand. And that. What are these guys weak to? Well, that's good to know.
Something you don't have.
Yeah, thunder. Copernica does get thunder spells, but yeah, I got one.
You don't have to take care of your robot dogs. They turn into delinquents.
Okay.
The question is, do the punch card parts actually matter for stuff, or is that just flavor for
The
cards?
little punch card at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just flavor.
Okay.
If you want to actually like see the text on the card, there's an actual details button, which shows you exactly what it does.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, just aesthetic.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's punch card combat.
Got it. Punch cards, steam robots, shenanigans.
Yes. And you're at like 34, so I'm going to hit you in the face a bunch. There we go.
The ancient art of hitting the face punch.
But now we're fire. So that's what this situation needs, more fire.
Put
Yeah,
it as
couldn't
fire,
hurt.
it's more fire.
Fuego.
Town's not going to get more burned down.
They can't burn down the town if I do it first.
Sun Tzu said, "Deny your enemy's victory." Phoom.
Our heroes, everyone.
Fantastic. Can we not talk about sporting, thank you? I also like the wind-up bird.
Yep.
On their shoulder.
Yes, our tank slash healer. Guy who hangs out in his mother's basement.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right, he is mend currently. And Wrecking Ball. Which is a physical debuff.
Yeah.
Buffs and debuffs to attacking, defense of all sorts. Come in grades, basically. A 1 grade is not as good / bad as 2 grade, is not, etc. And they stack with each other. So if you have a 1 grade and a 2 grade from 2 different abilities, it would be a 3 grade on.
Okay.
I think now, yes. Okay, so now that we actually have 3 characters in the party, and it will probably give us a tutorial for this, it matters whether or not we play 3 cards of the same character. Get to the next combat, so...
It's combat.
Yes. He'll put that to you, because he already has a shit ton of hit points for existing. He easily has the most hit points of everyone in the party.
It's tank.
He also does the healing better than the tank part. He is easily the best healer in the game. Everyone gets some healing abilities except for Copernica, but she has the damage shield thing to make up for it.
Yeah.
Especially in combat. So yes, hero chains. If you play at least 3 the same hero card, you'll perform a hero chain. What that does depends completely on what your weapon has as its chain card.
Okay. Now it says at least 3, so presumably there's a way to play more than 3 cards.
Yes. These characters... one specific character that we don't have is very good at playing more than 3 cards. Yeah, so if I do this, it will do his chain ability, which is a slight AoE heal, and everyone gains
Defense boost.
a defense boost, yeah. A 1 grade defense boost. Physical defense boost, to be precise. And now it's telling me about the battle. Yeah. So, auto and extra bolt auto. I should probably actually, yeah. What does that give me? Okay, yeah, that works. Throw strike.
Wouldn't you want to do the bravado first to get the attack buff?
Yes. And Lionheart, which is damage / self-healing.
Found the lion. Into the boiler. Don't trust nature.
Don't need 2 wrecking balls. I should probably rebuild this deck. I should probably rebuild all the decks. Let's see. Here's where Book Bashers become less useless, because at the very least it lets us get her chain, because her chain is bullshit. It does barrier field.
Barrier everyone.
Yes. The barrier on everyone that stacks with a mana barrier. Notably, barriers from the same sources, much like other buffs, don't stack with each other, so you can't just keep putting mana barriers on one person. But mana barrier totally stacks with barrier field. You're seriously at 1. Notably, you can finish turns early. I was totally doing that and not accidentally hitting that button. There's one guy left, that's awful. Do it anyways. I mean, you're attacking the Creepy Cold, but... Or not Creepy Cold, Flame Killer. Yeah, because he's particularly resistant to it. Yeah, as you can see, they got different bonuses from leveling up.
Yes, Galio got more health, because that's what Galio needs.
Yes.
Burb.
Yes, the caster.
Other.
Steam punches. Okay, that'll work.
Shields for everyone.
Nothing will get done matter. Yes. Which, considering how annoying it is to heal, the whole spending 2 points is or spending 2 costs can get actually kind of annoying, especially since I do need to actually rebuild these decks, which I said and then did not do.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll do double bravado for no reason, and then shout, and then attack a person randomly. Okay. If the chain card has an attack, it will attack whoever you targeted last. If you didn't target anyone, it will just target at random. Now they're in counter stance. Let's see. Okay. Sure, that one. Completely going the counter attack thing just because. I think these barriers are about to wear off, because they do actually have a duration. Yeah. Then we'll get you a book. Okay. Wrecking ball goes left. Sure. As you might have already sussed, chain-wise, it's kind of disproportionate as to usefulness. I.e., Copernicus is really good, and the other two is kind of... Well, one is...
One's an extra attack, and the other one's some healing if you need healing.
Yeah. It's an incredibly small amount of healing. The defense bonus is kind of okay, but I mean, it's a free thing.
Switch menu again.
Yep. Alright, so back to updating these decks. Mainly, I keep forgetting Wrecking Ball's fucking awful. And okay, we'll do that. Slightly less awful. You don't get great choices with his deck early on. Going to make it easier to actually play cards with her. No, I should just do 2 fire pillars. Because, as said, her chain ability is the one you want to actually do the most. Ah, random villager.
Great.
Yay, cards. Unfortunately, this doesn't really help. Yes. Yes, combos. Which it probably explain after I press this. But basically, that's Armilli's face, if you can't tell. So if this card is played after an Armilli card, it will have an extra effect.
Okay.
In this case, it does more damage. This is good and bad because obviously it's hard to do combos on a turn. Or on a turn, also play 3 cards from the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep Wrecking Ball. More repair files. So that's what I need, especially next to this statue. Yes, this fight I suspect will be easier than doing this one legendary, but that's kind of obvious. Especially since he's just by himself. So yeah, as you can see, this boss for once actually plays 2 cards. Means of course we're just going to keep eating the book.
Yep. Well, fire a bit.
Yep.
The Dewey Decimal System of Destruction.
The Dewey Decimal System.
Oh.
Steam punch, steam punch. Completely overkill you. Okay.
Dude has a lot of health.
Yeah, bosses have a lot of health. You cannot indeed try and steamroll your way through things with strong attacks. It just does not fucking work.
I feel like pay some attention to your stats, your health,
Shot.
the enemy stats.
Just throw strong attacks. Nothing but big, heavy, two-handed hammer attacks.
We're not Robert.
Could be.
Burned alive.
First, we're going to hit him with some books that he's weak to.
Because the barriers do have a duration, you can recast this barrier when the barriers already have to just reset that duration.
Yes.
Okay. I know it doesn't stack with it, but it'll at least restart it.
Yeah, so it's not completely useless. Should have done that in reverse. I usually had the gears. Okay.
You get a barrier. You get a barrier. Everybody gets a barrier. I hit the bottom one. Throw the book at him.
Okay. Then just do whatever, I guess. See if I care. because.
Everything's on fire.
Yes. The funnel is on fire.
What? It's destroying San Antonio. Mother was a shopping cart.
And? Yeah, we probably should put out those fires. We totally killed that guy.
Yes. Chapter select, because we now have chapters to select. So we can totally go back and do things just because. Or we
that's
can
treasure
continue.
chest in chapter 2.
Yes, we only got 60%. I missed the hidden area because it's actually a harder to remember hidden area. Or hard to find one.
Chapter 3. Off to see the heroes.
Yes, we're off to see the heroes. The wonderful heroes of the golf course.
Ah, the Links of Laws.
Diffusing apple bullshit. Also, you're a robot. You're really worried about bees.
Yes.
Imagine the bee that can sting a robot.
Robot bees.
Ah, robot bees. Yeah. Robies.
So first we're going to walk this way. Loaded dice. I believe that affects luck, which is that stat I keep forgetting exists. If I remember, luck is your chance to actually get criticals. Because no blade or attacks can critical.
Well,
Oh yes, the wagon. Shop.
Ah, Madam Birdface.
Yes.
you want thingamabobs? I've got plenty. I mean, who cares? It's okay.
Tutorial. Merchant. You really shouldn't be a tutorial for a merchant. So I believe we can only buy, we can only buy that one steel bracer.
Look, when you put it on simple,
That
they
stuff.
mean simple.
That's same as hard.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Tutorial crafting. This at least deserves a tutorial. But yeah, basically, so there's 5 basic and 5 advanced types. Advanced types don't matter until basically endgame. But there's 5 basic types of crafting goods that correspond to each of the 5 party members.
Okay.
Obviously, we only have 3. So smoldering embers are not mostly, but not completely, used for upgrading our melee stuff. The scroll fragments are used for Copernica, the junk is used for Galeo, and the other two are for the other two characters.
Okay.
Card crafting, notably, you buy the cards and then you can use them. There's between 1 to 4 cards in a deck, or when you craft the cards, there's between 1 and 4 cards depending on what type of card it is.
Mm-hmm.
That is just a fixed number, so there's always 2 intercepts, there's always 2 victories.
Okay.
We are going to craft Intercept, which will eventually be a good card. We are going to forget that Syrian Lash was an option, and we don't have enough scrolls anyway, so I don't feel as bad. Yeah, this is better than the book, obviously.
Yeah.
And they can't craft any of this stuff, both from item and money limitations anyways, so it doesn't matter. I can notably sell things, it's just I don't really have much to sell.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll be back.
Do your stuff, smash.
Yeah, also notably you can technically change characters.
Oh.
So I can punch things if I want to.
Oh.
Bees.
The Beedrills. It's Pokemon.
Yes. No. Both.
Quick imprisonment.
That's not how this works.
Yeah, you imprison it. You deal with a certain effect, so it becomes imprisonable, and then you imprison it.
We're still talking about Pokemon.
Like Final Fantasy Pokemon, yeah.
Yes, Final Fantasy crossed with Pokemon, crossed with Russian stacking dolls.
Systems upon systems.
Yes. So as you will note, you will almost always get a Copernica turn right after a Copernica turn because reasons. Okay, fine, we'll take Copernica turn.
You don't have to do a 3-stack with that.
It's not awful. I don't, but it does something at least. Might as well renew the duration. Slash refresh, and they all did actually take damage. Hypervade, my favorite thing to be annoyed at. So you might have noticed that I'm everything is aimed with every attack.
Uh-huh.
Evade is a buff that makes it so you now have a miss chance on them. So yay. There's also a blind debuff, which is the same in reverse. You have a chance to miss. Yeah. As you can kind of guess, because the game kind of encourages you to filter cards towards one character or another, so your next turn is going to specifically be one character. Stats conditions, especially stats conditions that make characters suck, blow chunks. Ain't no filler good, we're good.
What a jewels.
I have 3 mens in your deck, so we're going to start to evolve them.
Never need one bend. Hit B until it stops moving.
Yep.
Ultimate combat.
Hit everything until it stops moving. I'll hit the other B.
Right, how much of this chance is it?
Pretty high.
So you didn't want that steam punch? Here's a steam punch.
Okay, I have exactly 2 of everything. Okay, now to kill that one guy at 14. It's probably enough.
He didn't know what he was worried about.
Focus.
Boost magic.
Yeah, that's better than Book Bash. Only slightly because we only have like 2 flame killers, but we're gonna go up to 4. There we go. That seems even. At least till we have the flame lashes. Yeah, right there. Turret boxes.
Break everything that's nailed down.
Nail things down, then break them. Basically, 3 of them in one strike.
Effectively, you hit any of them, you hit all of them. Sure, focus. That field mage and barrier on him because why not?
Barriers for everybody!
So standard RPG strategy of kill the caster first applies, obviously.
Yep.
Nope, that one didn't. Okay. Okay.
Dead was
Yep. That was just a redraw.
Hey Hunter, how's it going? Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yep. There's another entry into the Slay the Spire-esque games. You know a game is great when it spawns a whole genre unto itself. Also, it's another SteamWorld game, so you know it's going to be quality no matter what they do.
Yeah, but unlike Slay the Spire, I can't play Goku in this.
Well, not yet. You can't play Goku with that attitude.
You play Rogoku. Super Saiyan Bronze, Super Saiyan Brass. Tungsten. Throw bauxite somewhere in there.
The punch card markings are purely aesthetic. Krampus did ask that earlier. Yeah, they don't actually mean anything.
It's punch card combat.
Would have been interesting if you could get like a bonus for filling a certain amount of punch cards.
Yeah.
No, they are. I think. Yeah, they are unique to each card. So
Yeah.
there's that. But yeah, I don't. They might have a hidden meaning, but that doesn't mean anything mechanically in the game.
Yeah. Also, that was real complicated real quick.
Yeah, probably why they didn't do that.
Yep.
Let's... punch you, and throw healing for no reason. There we go. Because he's dead after punches.
I'm sure he's gone full Hikikomori. Jesus Christ!
Considering this is the apple field next to his own village.
Full Hikikomori.
Deserve this big ass Toblerone.
Rotoblerone.
Can't just add row to the front of words.
Yeah.
You totally can. On the other hand, they eat normal organic matter, apparently.
Strange.
Row organic.
Sounds like a health food.
A bunch.
That feeling when somebody goes, I'll get, and you don't know if they're trying to figure out what combo meal they want or if they've frozen.
Should have thrown out the shot. Oh well. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much with that. Should be noted, even if you miss with the attack, you still gain the cog.
Nice.
Okay.
Target to death.
Extra death.
Road death. It's an EX executed.
That's that, and the boss is probably that way, which means we should obviously go in the exact opposite direction. This game does follow RPG logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for about where you need to go.
That's how all games work.
It is nice in the sense that stuff stays dead until you actually hit that point, so,
It uses Dark Souls respawn mechanics.
yes, it uses Dark Souls respawn mechanics. Which is not a bad way to do things for RPGs, actually.
Okay.
No.
Let's see, explore, find more treasures, and still have a way of respawning monsters if you need to grind or whatever.
Oh, this hand.
Yeah, this is a hand. Put barrier on you. punch you in the face and light you on fire. Yeah. Well, this looks like I can play 3 cards, but I really can't.
No.
Or 3 of the same thing.
There you go.
Alright. Focus. And burn you to death.
Things burn, General.
It's Captain.
And one more because we played focus. Okay.
Focus as a dish 3.
Yeah, that's just an additional card. Yeah, I guess. You hit you with a book. Go on fire. Okay. Okay. Shout. Yeah, we're under breaker yet. Okay. I can do 2 mins, but I can't justify 2 mins. Also, I can't justify 1 min, but do it anyways.
Do one man, you get to mid it.
No, I get to heal for 6. It's really not that good a heal.
Yep.
It's a minor regenerative effect. Yay, leveling. Ointment.
Ah, ointment.
But when my robot needs ointment, sure.
That is one of the status effect healing ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Cures a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Smells nice too.
That's right. Intercept.
Yes, you did buy intercept, but not equipment.
Correct. I did buy intercept and then non-equip it. Sure, we'll throw a couple in. It occasionally works at rank 1.
What did intercept do?
A bit more damage, only costs 1 instead of 2, and has a has a chance to make them flinch. Flinch is they discard one of their cards.
Ah, okay.
So flinch is exceedingly good.
Yeah.
So let's intercept and just more bash into them with my wild pauldrons.
Yeah, intercepted them. The shield.
Yes. Well, alter.
Opens.
Yeah, good. Right, good enough. Money. Cleave.
Oh,
Nice.
It is, except it costs 4.
oh, if it scraps it, it'll be all or brain damage. It's spread to everything.
Yeah. Well, if foe scrapped any excess
Dealt to
damage,
all
will deal to all the foes, yeah. it's like this does 78, and so does this that costs half as much.
Yeah. They really think the potential for multiple hits. Multiple targets.
Oh, it was on in the distance back there.
Yes.
Man, trying to whack a tree with a stick.
A robot.
Hey!
And a
It's dangerous!
little kid holding a bucket of apples, yes.
Apple IIe's.
People having a picnic.
Yep.
Look, except for this particular stretch of road, which is besieged by, dark, evil dogs.
Jackals.
Jackalman.
Yes. Drill Queen.
Drill Queen.
Heroes rated themselves for an audience with a twist.
Boo.
So, and one fire. Okay. And that will do it around, yeah.
Is that a scripted thing, or just do certain enemies have the ability to supplant turtle?
That is a scripted thing. That is literally the only time I think I've seen anything ever supplant turn order. Kill you. Because I think she doesn't respawn all that often. I could be completely wrong. There are some things that respawn so often that's not even worth bothering killing the ants.
Yeah, looks like she only gains like 1 per turn, and it takes 4 turns for respawn to go off.
Yeah. Assuming the respawn is actually that. It's not always based on like their cogs. There are some that have respawns that are just a cog that they will play. Sometimes constantly, including when they have things on the field.
Blood.
You really want me to do one specific thing? I'm still at full health, so your combo doesn't do terribly much either. It's not worth the points, so screw it, we're just going to mess around. Sure, go with that. Yeah, more than likely they'll respawn this Richter Gears, otherwise I would have seen it by now. Yeah, that's not mother.
Yep.
Take that B.
That's the crap.
One of these might actually trigger.
Yep.
There we go.
Lots of fire.
Yep.
That fire.
Strictly speaking, that is how you get rid of bees. Smoke them out.
this, or just rush this.
Yeah, she's down low enough now that you can damage racer.
Yeah. Not do that much, especially when they spend most of their turns using hyper evasion.
I mean, it's not much of a damage rush when you're only down 3 hit points.
Yeah. There's that too.
Simple difficulty.
I will note that this is actually a lot harder on hard, but as I said, I wanted to get through the content as fast as I could.
Yeah. And this is a good introduction to the game as a whole. And I was already pretty interested in the game before we did this, just because this company has consistently put out high quality stuff.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
SteamWorld games are great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, do expect significantly more difficulty on the higher difficulties,
Yeah.
obviously. There are fights that I had to do over again several times on legendary difficulty.
Nothing is a question, since I highly doubt we're ever going to get to the point where this comes up as a topic otherwise. When you die in this game, do you restart that fight, or does it send you back to, like, the hero statue checkpoints?
It sends you back to the hero statue checkpoint.
Okay, so you have your chance to fiddle around with your deck and...
Yeah.
Okay, that's very nice. I like that.
And healing at the hero statue checkpoint does... Because it does update the autosave.
Okay.
Because the game does work on an autosave
Nice.
rather than having actual save points. Yes, the heroic fields of fairways.
Oh, God. I see the flag in the background. Sadly, it's not going to be as silly as Golf Story.
No.
This is no time for baked goods.
It's hard to be as silly as Golf Story.
Golf Story, another great game for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
The hero skill is just Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
Barnamax.
Master Gaines!
Yep.
Oh,
Heck, you'll last turn.
Barnamax. You got
Yep.
him off. To the void with them!
No, that's the name of the evil army.
I know.
Although that might be why they call it.
Ah, the great guildmaster Gaines Ulugano.
You know what? Go ahead.
You have full permission to do an unsanctioned rescue mission without any recognition from the guild.
Yep.
So, well, apparently robots grow up.
Well, you know. Yes, they do. That's not even this storybook setting. They actually do grow in age somehow. Don't ask too many questions on this.
Yeah.
Slight mistake.
The village is also a smoldering wreck.
That just sounds.
In fairness, no one likes paying rent.
Oh god, you're making sense. What is the world?
Beep, boop, does not compute.
Aspiring hero. So notably, sometimes you will just get cards from going through the storyline from just
Okay.
character development.
Okay.
Plus strength bears amounts depending on what you are.
Yes. All of the treasure chests
You get the thumbs up.
in pursuit of an evil army. The evil army?
Chapter 4.
An evil army. Okay.
In pursuit
Just an
of
evil army, not the evil army. There's more than one.
Rationally than searching an evil army. Just think it's an evil army. It's actually a neutral army. Probably a slightly bad army.
Evil army, trademark. You get him.
Maybe show those roots.
Yes. Items for sale. Ah, now we have weapons, and I believe yes, these have the. These actually have different weapon skills.
Yeah, Thunderwave.
Yes, Thunderwave, which is not the mana barrier. So why are you looking at this card? It's neat. It's just mana barrier really outdoes it. Water Jet, which is slightly better, if only by virtue of his original card is terrible. And Serrated Blade, which is about as good as the other one. Bleed, kind of like Poison, is actually really good on a boss, and is actually still decent on the other enemies, but this also hits for like no damage.
Right.
So it is more of a trade-off.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to focus on crafting cards. Okay, done there. Definitely buying Searing Lash, because God, is that so much better than the book.
I'm gonna whip you!
Uh,
Poison.
oh yeah, we're definitely buying Quick Fix. So yeah, technically less healing than men, but it also
But
gets rid of
heals all
stats
the
and
conditions.
Yeah. Well, Poison, Bleed, and Burn is specifically. Doesn't do every condition. Tinker, which is more amusing than good. Do eventually want to get Miracle Worker, but didn't have anything for it. Right. Text Little, I didn't buy anything for you, but I bought Searing Lash. Okay. Sure. That one. Fuck, I need a third card. Sure, not Wrecking Ball, maybe.
Oh, more confidence.
Red Cowl. They're
Yeah.
still Coglins.
They're
'cause-
right tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still Coglins because Coglin is a race, which is certainly not, exactly what you think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, kobolds.
Yeah.
The holders.
Flying polymers. Yeah. From the center of the earth.
I need to make us a goblin man. Defeat Mega Man.
Whoa. Be a goblin.
Where's the Diva bot?
See, this is why you want your 4 cog does damage to things after you go targets. When you use one at 6.
It doesn't happen that often. Also, even if it does, I actually have to have the card and not have discarded it because it's sitting around my hand being a useless card that costs a ton.
You had like 6.
Had. Actually, I'm focusing, so Serum Lash will probably finish it off. It doesn't matter how much of that it doesn't. It's resist.
Might work against this goblin.
It works, just not as well.
Wreck him!
I'm brave, like a hero. So I'm gonna stab you with a sword. Like a hero.
Well, in fairness, sword is very stereotypical hero weapon.
True heroes use guns. Like Batman.
I remember when my parents murdered someone with a gun in an alley. I swore to only use guns.
Like Gunman, trained by Batman.
These things. Is it only you two? Because this is the first time they're out here? Yes, good. Okay.
I assume these are suicide bomb spiders.
These are suicide bomb spiders. You are exactly right.
Hence why these are regular enemies that have cog timers.
Yes. This is made all the more painful.
And they use a defense boost.
Yes. Now, it's a physical defense boost, so...
Magic.
Himself, I think. No, she's...
Oh, she did, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Okay. That's vastly different from how it's on Legendary, where it would more than half kill me when they exploded. As opposed to, that didn't even go through the shield. Yeah, you're looking at, like, 100 plus damage, usually.
I don't see what's so bad about the spiders. Basically do nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a definite. It's one of you, okay.
Sometimes they did scrap giant things.
I think it's just that, yeah, it's just this one. Later on, it's like 2 of them usually in these areas, or areas like it. Light it up slash, shield. Yes.
Resist sword.
Yeah, he buffed himself with physical defense. Thus, fire.
That needs to be a lot more scared if they can actually get through a shield.
I'm not gonna lie, easy is very much tourist mode.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I can guarantee the legendary difficulty is not this easy. Yeah, the Frosty buff. And
Super soaker.
Rock Kid. Okay. Okay, now. Okay, can actually now afford weapons. Yes. Go with that one, so he has a better card at least. I can now not craft Dispel. He had the, yeah, he sure has that.
Put the other gloves on him.
Yeah, it was auto equipped. When you
Was
buy
it?
it, yeah, when you buy it,
Okay.
it actually equips it.
That's nice.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave this for a minute.
Hi, William Paul. So this is SteamWorld Quest. It is the latest in a tangentially related series of games called SteamWorld. This one in particular is sort of their entry into the turn-based RPG of a sort, but unlike traditional turn-based RPGs, they do more of a card-based system similar to like Slay the Spire. It's also weird.
Slightly.
All the SteamWorld games are kind of funky and weird.
Yep.
So yeah, thus far they've effectively done 2 of their takes on an action platformer Mr. Driller game.
Yeah.
They've done a
Side-scrolling
tactics
turn-based.
side-scroller shooting game. And now they've got a turn-based card deck-building RPG. They're all really good, though. Highly recommend them. We've actually played the other SteamWorld games previously on stream. Those will be archived on our YouTube channel. But, yeah. And this one, canonically, is a storybook in the world of the other games.
Yeah.
Wherein SteamWorld Dig happens first.
Yeah, it's Dig
Dig 2,
Heist,
and then this is taking place after Heist, but it's just one of the characters from Heist reading a story to their, like, child.
Child, nephew,
Grandchild,
not sure, I have
something.
no idea.
Tiny robot offspring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Electrolyze.
And it's just awkward because Heist was actually released before Dig 2, but the story of Heist doesn't actually make as much sense unless you know the ending of Dig 2.
Yes. At the very least, you know where it connects in the timeline. But
Yeah.
so yes, new cards, the electric base attack, which is kind of interesting. So for electric cards, as you kind of could tell from the weapon, have a range of damage, a large
Right.
range of damage. They also tend to have extra effects, like this one is you draw an additional card next turn.
Okay.
And the other one we got, which is part of the whole. So characters do tend to synergize with elements. Our Millie doesn't quite have the cards yet, but she actually does have a. She has fire damage attacks as well as physical damage attacks,
Okay.
which can synergize pretty well if you're actually doing a lot of the fire stuff with Copernica.
Yeah, Copernica does all kinds of elements because she's a wizard.
Yes.
And then Galio looks like does water or ice.
Yeah, he does water, which is
Frost.
effectively frost.
Yeah.
He can also do physical pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, so when we actually get into combat, you see we get a hand of cards, and that determines what we can do in a round.
Yeah.
Rather than your more traditional turn-based RPG where you just have a menu and you have your character's abilities. Instead, we've built the decks for each of our characters, and the decks for each of our characters essentially get shuffled together into a single deck, which we draw from. I'm guessing those things explode when their cogs fill up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Or bomb spiders.
They are way more dangerous on other difficulties, as we kind of found out.
I don't want to set the world on fire.
I do.
So, okay. So,
We're going to quite literally start a flame in their heart. Oh, he's at 3 bombs. He gonna blow.
yes, but as we previously determined, these things are actually kind of pathetic. on
If they
the
blow up,
difficulty.
who cares?
Yeah. Unlike on Legendary, where if they blow up, they take more than half your health, and that's just bad times all around.
I do wonder if you can put them out by hitting them with frost damage.
No.
Oh.
They're weak to frost. I'll have to look at it, but I'm really bad at doing that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there's elemental weaknesses. I don't think there's that complicated an interaction in this game.
No, it's basically, they either take increased or decreased damage. For stuff this early on, it's very small numbers. For stuff later on, sometimes you'll run into stuff that's really resistant, but it's kind of obvious that they're going to be really resistant or absorb the element outright because, gens.
Right.
When it's entirely made of electricity, you kind of expect it to absorb electricity.
Shut up, you're in a cage, you don't get a vote. especially not because you're a kitsune and therefore not to be trusted.
Just a mask.
It's a kitsune mask, therefore not to be trusted.
Twig.
Plot point.
Mask Stranger, middle of nowhere.
In the cage.
Yes. That army that put him in the cage. So if we go north,
Can't
Real?
Kitsune robot just use its horns to steal the cat superpowers?
possibly. No. But yeah, you can see
Lock
he's
him.
not lying. Yeah.
It's not lying about the doors.
Let's see.
That's not so. Oh, what precious children.
No, I'm trying to remember. Okay, I did that. Okay.
Yeah. Can't make about those.
And I don't believe I have. No, I don't have enough money.
Duty of every great hero, keep brambles off the golf course.
Yep.
So that never worth money.
Yeah, you get paid for keeping browns off the golf course.
Party squabbly, narrate your way past it.
Exactly.
Keymaster, kill it. Okay, he won't let you steal his honestly stolen treasures.
Tripped on my sword. Keep putting kleptomaniac.
Like this passage right here.
Focus
It's just like that one time when shut up.
Shut.
I said shut up.
Unicorn wizard.
We got a new weapon for him, so it's crits his enemies block now.
Yes.
Yes, which is still better than what he was doing.
Bad.
It's not great, it's just better than what he was doing.
Bad.
Yeah.
Keeping red cows off the couch.
Those resistance, okay.
Like the image and knock it off and we get the hose.
She's splashing.
Right. So, sword to the face.
Yeah. Why do spiders explode?
Well-known scientific fact: spiders' brains and sexual organs are made of M80s.
Oh, a chest.
With money.
Substantial amount of money.
Yes. Solve the puzzle. How to unlock this thing that opens from the other side.
Puzzle.
Let's see.
It's very cold with
The cat fur.
Yes, with the cat fur.
The cat may or may not have also been in the tongue. Say this was good omelets.
Okay, nothing more.
that. Consecutive normal slashes.
Yep. Followed by super special consecutive normal slash.
Turns out cat fur is really good. Things you never thought you'd learn.
Definitely. Okay.
Okay, still didn't make it through the shield.
No. I don't feel like I'm getting great out of this. Okay. And a bunch of goblins. Okay, can do that. Or indeed. Kill that. Kill you. With their resistance. I completely forgot about until now. You. Oh, flinched. And then you're dead.
Now you won't get to play your card. Oh wait.
Ever.
So does each monster get their own pool of cards?
Yes. They're fairly shallow. I mean, I think like even a boss has maybe like 5 different cards.
Yeah,
but-
so far most common enemies I think have like 2, maybe 3 different
Yeah.
attacks at most.
Yeah, like these things have like screech and double stab, and I think that's it. Yeah, that is not. So there's 3 different weapon combo cards for every character. They give you his worst 2 immediately.
Ah,
His third one is an attack that automatically flinches
Oh,
Nice.
and does like real attack damage as well. Like about as much as a punch does, and his punch is not actually terrible. Sure, more fire. There's not enough fire.
never.
Speaking of which, does the debuff to fire resistance that Armille can give people last long enough to take advantage on like the next couple of turns for the wizard?
Yeah, it has like a 3-turn duration. I think everything by default is generally a 3-turn duration.
Alright.
Just to actually give you some time to utilize it.
Yeah.
In a game like this where you can't necessarily guarantee that you're going to have access to a given ability on a given turn, it makes sense for them to give you a little bit more leeway on stuff like that.
Yeah. Two giants.
2 giants. Dos gigantes.
Yes. Burn them to ground /
them with the hose.
Bang! We are the Cog Whisperer.
Okay, the flinch actually did something. Well, that's overkill, but. Unless you have any other cards. Yeah, sure.
Ingu for everyone!
More fire.
More fire.
Look, I taught you the Death Flame Twister so you could help mankind, not destroy it.
Why'd you call it the Death Flame Twister, Dr. Death? Oh.
Oh, I just got that.
Excuse me for a moment. Ah, bang, 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 bang. It might actually be a wolf, come to think of it. Not a cat.
Maybe or fox.
I think it's some kind of canine, because the ears are more dog. You're like a feral animal than cat. I don't know, we're going with cat dog.
Oh, dog.
Ah,
Silver Bracer.
Sure, you can have both for now. Yeah, bracers are one of the more common things. They are straight up HP boosts.
Nice. Just boosts away.
I die. There we go. I believe this is up to the... Yes, this area. Ah, levels that wrap around. Now we can buy her better weapon. And equip it. And then ignore this one completely. Let's see. Can actually afford accessories.
I don't know. I could see the ability on her upgraded book being useful if you're not going for the spec that you're going for right now. Because each of those attacks, or the Thunderwave attack, also lets you draw additional cards, so it gives you more options.
Well, that's not.
That's not really blocked.
That's not how that works. That's just.
No,
that one
Thunderwave
time.
doesn't draw more cards. Thunderwave just has a chance to paralyze.
Oh, right. That was another
There
thing.
was the Thunder, the electrolyzed card
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have that draws attacks. It's not Shock doesn't always draw, or Storm doesn't always draw cards. It has some additional effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this one actually has like paralysis built in, but it's like only a 25% chance.
But that's all foes, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in comparison to the barrier, it's...
Yeah, realistically, the barrier's significantly more useful.
Yeah. Because believe me, I've tried to make that shit work. It just does not. Why not we'll buy another Soul Bracer? And not care about anything else, because cards. We can actually craft cards, and we can craft to victory.